Yes, coaching mafia will always advise you, ask you to keep on preparing for this exam on a full-time basis because that is how they earn more money. If I will leave UPSC and take up another role, log kya kahenge? Candidates think that if I'm taking the plan B, that means I am quitting. Because I'm quitting, I'm giving up. Let me just give one more year and this just become a 5-year plan for you. And this is the never-ending cycle because after every year, the effect of it multiplies. So plan B is not about giving up. Plan B is about ensuring that you do not stake your whole career behind one examination. If it is a myth, then what plan B really is? Hello everyone, I'm Jigyasu Agarwal, a political strategist, an ex-UPSC aspirant and founder of Rebounce, which is India's only organization working exclusively in the UPSC Plan B space from last 3 years. Till now, I have interacted with thousands of UPSC aspirants, and they usually have one common apprehension, which is UPSC Plan B is for losers. Now, whether it's a myth or a reality, I'm going to talk in this video. If it is a myth, then what Plan B really is, and I'm also going to talk about the stories of UPSC aspirants who started their Plan B and ended up excelling in both, taking up a good role in Plan B along with qualifying UPSC. So we are going to clear various myths which you have with respect to the Plan B in this video. Just be with me till the end. I'm sure you will go back with some more clarity about what Plan B really is to help you make more informed decisions. Whenever we interact with the candidates, what they usually think about Plan B is, number one, Plan B is giving up on my dream. Candidates think that if I'm taking the Plan B, that means I am quitting. And I'm a loser. Because I'm quitting, I'm giving up. Another major thing is, when you spend, let's say, usual cycle of UPSC is you spend 2 years, 3 years. At that time, you feel initially after your first or second attempt that there is so much to cover. Let me spend some more time to cover to bridge that gap. Once you spend, let's say, 3 attempts, then you start thinking that now I'm so close. I should give one more year and then I can qualify. Next year again, next year again. So you have a sunk cost fallacy where you feel like I have already given so much time and effort to it. Let me just give one more year. Let me just give one more year and this just become a 5-year plan for you. So just because you have given a lot of time and effort to it, you keep on giving more time considering the already given effort and time to it. And this is a never ending cycle because after every year, the effect of it multiplies. Another very important fear which candidates have while thinking about Plan B is, if I will leave UPSC and take up another role, log kya kahenge? How will I tell people that I am not taking a government job now? How will I tell people that I am working in the private sector now? Even if this can pay you lakhs of rupees per month. What will I tell to my relatives? What will I tell to my neighbors about what happened with my UPSC preparation? So these are the major fears which candidates have with respect to the Plan B. But based on our own transition and our experience of helping so many candidates transition into UPSC Plan B, we have observed that Plan B is actually not giving up. Plan B is growing up. Please understand there is a difference between giving up and moving on. You move on after 2 or 3 attempts because you know that now putting more effort into it is not worth it. You are not giving up. It's a conscious decision to move on. So you are exiting from the preparation, just like exiting out of one door to ensure that you can enter the other one. You need to exit from one door to ensure that you enter the other one. That is what Plan B is. You are exiting from the UPSC preparation. There is no quitting, no loser, no give up, nothing. It's a conscious decision to secure your career while aiming for big things in your life. You cannot be a captive of your one dream. So, as I was mentioning, Plan B is about securing your career instead of the foolish UPSC dream, So there is a difference between having a dream, a logical one, and then having a foolish dream. When you decide that, okay, I want to prepare for this exam, let me give 2 attempts, 3 attempts to this exam on a full-time basis. Because you have an aspiration, you are trying for it, that makes sense. But then spending 6 attempts, 7 attempts in it and staking your whole career. Because after the 7-8 years of UPSC preparation, it becomes very difficult to transition. The barrier to entry for any role increases multifold. That does not mean that those who have 7-8 years of gap cannot transition, but obviously the barrier to entry increases. It's become difficult for you to justify in the market that you have 10 years of gap and you are preparing for one exam for it. So you cannot stake your whole career behind one dream. You have to be very pragmatic. Even if you have, yes, take up one role and keep on preparing alongside. There are so many candidates who qualify UPSC along with a job. Yes, coaching mafia will always advise you, ask you to keep on preparing for this exam on a full-time basis because that is how they earn more money. But think about your career. You are the owner of your life. Everyone can leave you aside. Everyone can leave you except you yourself. I interacted with so many candidates who spent even 10 years preparing for this exam on a full-time basis, and then they put themselves in such a difficult situation. I many a time find them in the cycles of depression and anxiety. I do not want that to happen to any one of you. I want you guys to make informed decisions. And plan B is the peace of mind. When you have a plan B, you are removing uncertainty. Biggest problem with UPSC is the uncertainty. When you have a plan B, a reliable plan B, you are removing this uncertainty via which you have now peace of mind. That also helps you perform better in exam if you want to give one more attempt. We have seen this happening with a lot of candidates. In the past, in 2025, we had a candidate, Ria Sethi, who kicked off her plan B, got into senior associate role at Nation with Namo, getting a salary of around 21 LP, and also got All India rank of 89 last year, 2025. This year, we had Animesh Mishra. Similar story, got into LP UPSC senior associate role at Nation with Namo and also got a rank of 428 this year in 2026. We had another candidate, and the sky is the limit. There are many. We had a candidate, Shivani Tyagi, who again, got All India rank of, I think, 807 this year. But she kicked off her plan B and also got into political consulting role with IPAC. We had a candidate, Parth Pandey, an interesting story. For 2 years, he worked in the development sector after his UPSC journey. And recently also got into CSR manager at one of the Rebounce placement partners, Century Ply. Before that, he got into Cato Foundation, another organization with which Rebounce collaborated in the past. And this year, he also qualified Uttarakhand State PCS. So plan B is not about giving up. Plan B is about ensuring that you do not stake your whole career behind one examination. And as far as log kya kahenge is concerned, you don't owe any explanation to anyone, especially those who never contributed in your preparation. There are very limited people who contributed in your preparation, and they are the ones who deserve an explanation. And I'm sure if you will convince yourself, you will able to convince all of them. But you don't owe any explanation to any random relative or neighbor or anyone else. Think about what is right for you and take the decision. Everyone can leave you, ignore you, except you yourself. Finally, plan B is for smart thinkers. The ones who know what is the end goal of their life. And UPSC is just one medium to achieve that. There are many other pathways to reach the same destination. If this is not working out, let me explore other pathways without staking my whole career preparing for this exam. If you are exploring for more such pathways, we are also at Rebounce are organizing a completely free masterclass to support you on this Sunday, 5th July, 7 p.m. on how to break into public policy and political consulting. Alternative pathways through which you can reach at a similar destination, if not the same. Ensure that you join the masterclass, and I'm sure you will benefit immensely. You will go back with absolute clarity about various alternative career options. If you found this beneficial, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support is the fuel to the vision of Rebounce. Thank you.